morning and welcome to Good News on Entertainment. I'm Carly Boyette, so happy to have you tuning in. Tonight we begin with some new worship music being released, and then a little later I want to share some exciting movie news. But first I want to introduce you to music artist and worship leader Lizzie Morgan. Lizzie is a Nashville-based worship leader and emerging solo artist who is stepping boldly into her own sound with her debut live worship album called Not My Will. It's releasing on August 22nd. You may know her from Maverick City Music or her recent tour with Lauren Daigle. Her new single, Let the Alabaster Break, is a beautiful, soul-stirring reflection on surrender and worship, setting the tone for her album's honest, deeply rooted message. Before we hear more from Lizzie, let's go ahead and take a listen to a few moments of Let the Alabaster Break. Lizzie, such an honor to get a few moments with you. First, congratulations on how God is using you. And man, when people hear this song fully in its entirety, I wish we could have aired the whole thing.
Aww.
I just cannot contain. I mean, I like tear up thinking about it. It is one of the most powerful songs that I think in particular a woman can sing as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's so cool. No one has actually brought that up. So that's very cool that popped out to you.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about, well, I mean, again, you're kind of breaking out on your own for the first time as well. So people are really getting to know you and your story. So let's kind of start there. How did you decide to release this one as your first kind of solo and the one to get out kind of first? I mean, I see why, because it's so powerful, but all the other songs on the album are so good too.
Thank you. It's funny because this is the one song on the record that I didn't write at all. Jason Ingram produced this record, and he kind of came to me and was like, I have this song and I don't know if anyone's going to record it, and I feel like it would be good for you. And so he sent it to me, and I just remember seeing the title, like before I even heard the song. And I was so intrigued by the title because growing up, I loved Alabaster Box by CeCe. And so I listened to the song and I liked it, but I wasn't sold yet. And then he was like, okay, why don't you put your vocal on it? And so then I sang it. And when I sang it, I started thinking about Alabaster Box even more. And I was just like, I wonder if there's a way to like mash these two songs up. And once we figured that out, I was so just like, felt like the song was written for me. And I loved the idea of having a song on the record that was really just about pouring out everything that you have on the feet of Jesus. Just a very vertical song to the Lord of like, I want to give you everything. And I don't think we had that song yet. And so it really did feel like a gift from the Lord, because I think we needed it for the record, but also like, I love mixing up old with new stuff. And it was an opportunity for me to do that. And I just think anytime I can find a way to get like multiple generations to love something, I'm like, okay, I'm locked in. I want to figure this out. And so I think we were able to do that. And there was so much nostalgia with it as well. So it just felt really special in so many different ways.
It's one of those songs, though, and as you know, CeCe's obviously a household name now. But I don't think Alabaster Box is. I mean, I know it did well when it was out, but I do think it's a term that maybe we don't talk about as much. I mean, for such a powerful reason behind it and what it means, and certainly what this song describes. I think it is nice to give it a kind of a re-release and a new spin, not a spin, but just maybe a modern.
Totally. I think that even like seeing the way, I mean, TikTok has like grabbed hold of this one moment on the song so much. And I don't think I was expecting it at all, and there was even debate about what the Alabaster Box really is. And it was, some people get nervous in that stuff. I love it. I'm like, let them hash it out on the internet. I'm like, let them figure it out. Because I think it's just a good conversation to have. A lot of people were putting their testimonies on the part where it says you don't know the cost of the oil. And some people were like, no, the value, the Alabaster Box is just something of value. And I'm like, it's all of it. Like it really is, it's all of it. And I think seeing people, talk about their journey with the Lord and what it took them in order to be able to pour everything out of his feet is so powerful. And also when you just go back in the story and read about Mary and how valuable the box was of oil, there's just so much to that moment. And I love that people are grabbing it in different ways, because I think that's what's just so cool about Christian music, is that people relate to it in different ways.
Yeah, and it points them to, like it does when you look at it, you go, wait a minute, what is the story about the alabaster? Like it
Yes.
makes you want to dig in and read a little
Yes.
bit
I'm
more.
like, everybody go
So,
read your Bibles. Like, that's the goal. Everybody, like, go figure it out.
so tell me a little bit more about your background. You've had this opportunity to work with the amazing and the biggest kind of Christian music people kind of leading the way currently.
Yeah.
But you said you were a pastor's child. Is that right? We want to,
Yes.
PK, I guess.
Yeah, I'm a PK. I'm a pastor's kid. My grandparents still pastor the same church in Hendersonville, Tennessee, that has been there since I was born. My grandmother plays organ. My grandfather plays guitar. My dad sings. So I'm from a family full of music. Honestly, you're the odd man out if you don't sing in this family. And so I just always grew up singing in church. Like that was just normal to us, still is normal to us. I love the church so much. It is where I learned how to sing, learned how to lead worship, learned how to get into God's presence. And so that is always, I'll say, like, it's always the foundation. And even now, I still lead at my grandparents' church. I also lead at a church in California. And some people are like, how do you do it? Like, how are you balancing it all? But for me, I'm just like, the church is been the thing that has helped me grow so much, and also the thing that has kept me like grounded when everything starts happening and I need something safe to go back to. I'm like, I know I have my grandparents' church in Hendersonville, Tennessee that I can go to and be Lizzie. And I've always loved that I have that. And so, yeah, I grew up in church. I'm just really a pastor's kid. And now I'm getting to do all these crazy things. And it's hard to really process sometimes, honestly.
Now, what do you think helped you through the years? Because sometimes you hear about PKs and they do have it so hard. Sometimes there's just such a spotlight on you.
Yeah.
What was it that really helped you? And that's my prayer. I have three littles, 12, 11, and
Yeah.
6, and I always want their faith to be their faith. They can't borrow
Yeah.
from mom and dad or grandparents.
Yep.
Like, what was that for you to finally, I know you can't sing a song like Break the Alabaster and not have
Yeah.
some, moments where you're pouring out.
I think that my family was very good about instilling something in me that I would never be able to run away from. I think that they gave me God experiences that no matter how far I ever went away, I would always be drawn back, because once you experience, I feel like the Lord in that way, or you encounter his presence in the way that I have, you miss it. And I think that like they really did do such a great job of making sure that I had not just church services, but like actual God encounters where the Lord was very, very evident to me. And so I think they were great about that. And then I think it was what you just said. They were really good about letting me have my own relationship with the Lord. No one told me I had to do Christian music. Now they would look at me and be like, you're called to this, but we're not going to make you do it. We're going to let you figure it out on your own. And so I think that because they gave me that freedom, it never felt like some task I had to do on a to-do list, but it was really just like, I want to do this. I love leading worship more than I love leading songs. And a big part of my testimony is my parents went through a divorce when I was like 13 years old, and that happened in front of our whole church. And it was really, really hard on me specifically, like very difficult to deal with in front of people. And so I would say that that was when the Lord became very real to me. And that was when I really dug in and, had the hard talks with God. And that was when I found him to be the most real, was in my pain and in my disappointment. And I think he was just the thing that was really there for me. And I think when you find that, you don't want to leave that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other music. I want to make sure, because again, I know the one song, the lead, I mean, it's hard not to just dwell on that one.
Yeah.
But what else are you excited about for people to hear? And I guess, what are you most proud about when you put these songs? I'm assuming, did you record them all live? I mean, that's
Yes.
with the videos that keep coming out on YouTube. And
Yep.
again, people need to go, not just listen, but it's just such a blessing to watch you,
Oh,
sing,
wow.
because it just seems, again, you seem very anointed, and it just, you
Thank
pour
you.
your heart and soul out. And it's hard not to do that along with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And that was a huge part for me is like, I really wanted to do a live record because of so much of what I just talked about. Like, I'm just used to people being in a room. I think for some people it's easier to be in a studio, but for me that feels very odd. It doesn't feel natural to me at all because I'm such just a worship leader. Like I love leading worship. And so when we recorded this project, I was like, I want it to be a worship night. Like that's the number one goal. Like let's just have a worship night and let's record the songs. If we get recordings, awesome. And so that was really a big goal for us. And I think we did a good job at navigating the tension of recording and trying to have a place where people could encounter the Lord. And so we did that. But there's so many songs, there's so many features on this record. Seth Schlueter, Ryan O'Fay, Jonathan Stamper, these guys are my friends. And so that was another thing that was really cool, is just having so many friends and family in the room. And that was special. But there's a song on there called Unlearning that, because I grew up in church, I dealt with so much guilt and shame just because I'd walked with the Lord for so much. So I had gone through a lot of mistakes with the Lord as well. And I dealt with a lot of that. And I think it really tried to make me feel like I wasn't good enough to do this, if I'm honest. And I think a lot of people deal with that when it comes to just being a Christian in general. I think a lot of people kind of throw the towel in because they're like, there's just no way that I can live up to this. But Unlearning was about me kind of talking about the more I've lived with the Lord, I was so wrong about him, and he keeps proving himself to be a lot better than I think he is. And so that's a track that means a lot to me. And then there's one more called Not My Will, which is the title of the record. And I think that we're really good at getting people to say yes to the Lord. Like that first initial, like give your life to the Lord. That's the first yes. But I think one that we aren't as good at is helping people navigate the second yes, which is the yes to his will. And I think this last season of my life, I've really had to walk out what it means to say yes to him and no to some of the things that I desire and some of the dreams that I have. And so I really wanted it to be a topic that people could sing about, but also a topic that I could talk about when I get to do stuff like this, because I just think that people don't like recognize how hard it can be sometimes to do that. But if you can do it, on the other side of it is like the best thing in the world. But just that moment where you're having to do it can be so difficult. And so I would say those three tracks are probably the most special to me. Yeah.
I love that, because again, I mean, it's said over and over, even the devil will proclaim that Jesus is who he says he is. There's
Yeah.
believers out there, but are there followers? That's where it really
Right.
gets hard. And making sure that we go, okay, yeah, I'm gonna actually follow and obey,
Absolutely. Yeah.
what he's
Yeah.
calling from us. So did you ever have any, I mean, you said that just Christian music you kind of knew. Did you ever think about going into the secular side, or kind of, being a light in that world?
I
Did
mean,
you?
when I was when I was like 16, 15, I was definitely like telling my dad. I had just seen my family go through so much by being my dad being a Christian singer and my grandparents being pastors, and I had seen the hurt that that had. And I think it kind of made me want to just run from it a little bit. I didn't know if that was, what I wanted for my life. But so I remember being like, I'm gonna be a pop singer. I'm gonna do all, like I did all the other genres you could think of. But my family, that was when they kind of were like, you can do what you want, but we know what you're called to, and we'll ride this journey out with you. But sooner or later, you're gonna realize. And I mean, yeah, I definitely wanted to do other music. And I think that was just because I had seen how the church could hurt people and how people could hurt people. And I honestly didn't know if I could live up to the standard. And so, yeah, I definitely wanted to run from it. But I think the more I led worship, I just realized how much I loved it. I could cry when I talk about it. I love seeing the impact that worship has on people because I've just seen people's families be restored. I've seen miracles happen. And you don't get that when you sing country music. And so I think that's what always drew me back to it, was like getting to see the impact that worship has on people's lives. You're actually a part of like people's lives being changed forever. And I think I couldn't run away from that.
I always say it all the time when I go to, feel weird saying concerts, but events or whatever, worship music, where you're all together. It feels like you're getting a taste of heaven. It just feels like you're there, and God just feels more present, I think, in worship music. And it makes sense because all in the Bible, we're talking about songs and music and how important it is, you know? So, well, congratulations again. Thank you for staying in the Christian music genre. What a blessing you are for leading worship. And we're going to be praying for you that doors continue to open and you get new doors to go through to continue to share the gospel in your talented way. Is there any talk of like you and Cece like kind of pairing up?
You know what? I don't know, but my fingers are crossed. My prayers are up. I think everybody's been tagging her on videos on TikTok. I'm like, maybe one day if the Lord wants.
If I was a betting woman, which I'm not, but I'm just saying, it's gotta happen. It would be very cool. That would be so amazing. So
it would be awesome.
Well, such a treat to get some time with you and enjoy these next few weeks. And again, we're going to be praying for you that all goes well and you'll get more opportunities to keep sharing your testimony and what God is doing. So
thank you so much.
You don't know the cost of the oil. You don't know the cost of the oil in my alabaster box.
Again, her debut album, Not My Will, is out August 22nd. Go to LizzieMorganMusic.com for more info on her or to find out when she might be coming to a city near you. All right, now to some movie news and important dates to keep in mind. In honor of the recent passing of Phil Robertson, the Robertson family wants to invite you to a special tribute and re-release of the hit film The Blind in theaters again on August 31st for a 5-day run. Originally released in 2023, the film earned a powerful 98% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, a signal of just how deeply it struck an emotional chord with viewers. The Blind chronicles the true love story of Phil and Miss Kay, the personal demons that nearly destroyed their young family, and the journey to redemption. Take a look.
Hey, moviegoers! The Blind is returning to theaters for a limited time starting August 31st.
In honor of the life and legacy of my father, Phil Robertson, and featuring an exclusive tribute from our family to yours.
And help us honor a legacy built on faith, family, and a whole lot of ducks.
Hear these rare stories of how the impossible happened.
Miss Kay Caraway.
Hi, Phil.
Well,
Promise to love
and be with you forever.
this is one of those stories.
You can do just about anything you set your mind to, Phil Robertson. But it's the drink. He becomes the devil's side. You know that ain't your brother.
I ain't bringing the preacher man around here.
I heard you might be needing one.
We're fine.
I don't think we are, Phil.
I ain't the problem. You're the problem. Get out.
At some point in our lives, we are all going to feel desperately alone. And we realize that we ain't never alone. Someday, you're gonna have to fight for your marriage. When things get tough, guess what you do?
You must be one of Kay's friends. I know Phil ain't got no good-looking friends.
It's my sister.
Well, no, I was just being friendly.
Why don't you be friendly in that direction over there?
Yeah, okay.
Again, the film is re-releasing in theaters August 31st for 5 days. Go to fathomentertainment.com to find a theater near you. This really is the perfect movie to bring a friend or family member who may need to hear the gospel in a new way. The film will also feature a tribute segment and will feature Jace Robertson sharing reflections about his father's legacy and the call to live a life of faith, service, and second chances. Again, you can find more info on fathomentertainment.com. All right, I want to also tell you to mark your calendars for November 7th. Sarah's Oil is the latest film coming to you from the folks at Amazon MGM Studios, Wonder, and Kingdom Story Company. The film is based on an incredible true story about Sarah Rector, who through a series of remarkable events eventually became among the nation's first female African-American millionaire at the age of 11. The official trailer just came out this month, along with a few thoughts from her family about the movie as well. Take a look.
My name's Sarah Rector. The state gave me 160 acres on account of my ancestors, and there's all on.
Well, how do you know that?
God gave me the ears to hear it. Do you hear it, Blue? There's oceans down there.
Nobody but you, Lord.
I got oil on my land, and I'm looking for a partner to help me drill it out.
Bertrand Byron Smith, at your service. I look for oil, and I drill for it.
I was thinking 50-50.
We should have our lawyers meet. That's my lawyer, the Texas handshake. There ain't nothing more binding.
We're in Oklahoma.
It goes double for Okies. Here we go.
Nobody but you, Lord. Nobody but you.
What's the damage? Well, this might be the end of the road.
Dude, give it so easy.
What's your guess? Is he gonna do the right thing?
We shook hands.
You may have to speak to him.
I don't know what to say.
God will give you the words.
We need money out of your. But how are we gonna get him?
Hi, I'm Sarah, Bert's business partner. Has Bert properly presented our proposition, ma'am?
You said y'all need to put in your $1,000.
We need $2,000, and we need it today. It's a partnership.
Got some real nice mud here. Hoping you might test it first.
I've never seen anything like it. That field you're sitting on could be the richest in all Oklahoma.
I'll give you $20 an acre.
I ain't selling.
You want a war?
You told me things about my soul. Ain't nobody ever done that for me. Ain't nobody ever cared.
We're dealing with some mighty devious folks over here.
Then we need to fight for what's ours.
Is that why I see dynamite?
That's my land!
No, it ain't!
I would not do that if I was you. You took the liberty of wiring up your wells just in case you wanted to do something foolish.
It's funny, when the land had only weeds and lizards, it was all mine. But when people found out there was oil lines, they started thinking it's theirs. All I'm asking is to keep what's mine.
Her name is Sarah Rector, and you're going to be hearing a lot about her.
You know, I've grown kind of fond of the kid. That's called a knight.
It can hop over your pieces.
That's right. Look at you. You're learning.
Just want to make sure before I take her clean.
Really?
Nobody but you.
Our Aunt Sarah lived an incredible life, and it's important to us that her story is being told.
I mean, can you imagine? She was 11 years old. They struck oil on the land, and suddenly she's worth millions. It's almost so incredible. It's hard to believe that it's true.
I'll give you $20 an acre.
I ain't selling.
She was feisty.
Yes.
I like that.
Sassy.
Yeah, she was really sassy, you know. She knew what she wanted. That's what's important.
I know we got oil.
How you know, girl?
God, give me ears to hear.
Regardless of what we're faced with, we still carry that faith because it's precious.
I think Sarah will be proud of the way her story is portrayed.
That's all we wanted. We want to see the truth. It's a privilege to let everyone know who Sarah Rector was.
Oh, that looks so good. Again, mark your calendars. Sarah's Oil comes out November 7th. Well, that's all for tonight. Next week, I'm going to feature another great film that's perfect to take the whole family to. It's called The Short Game. We will meet two of the writers behind this heartfelt story. In the meantime, if you have any questions about anything you saw tonight or anything on CTN for that matter, just go to ctnonline.com. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm Carly Boyette, and I look forward to seeing you next week right here on your Christian Television Network. And by the way, because I love that song that we listened to earlier in the show so much, I want to leave you with another listen to Lizzie Morgan's song, Let the Alabaster Break. See you next week. God bless.